Good morning. So today is the first day that I am filming a YouTube video in a series that I'm calling Coffee and Conversations. My new channel title is Chatting with Charlotte, Conversations and Hope for Trauma Survivors. But what I hope is that the things that I share will be helpful to anyone who struggles with emotional ups and downs, which I think is just about everybody on the planet right now, especially with what's going on in the world. Now, this segment is going to be mainly about just daily chat and conversation about things that are happening in the world, things that are happening in my life, and just little thoughts and conversations, is honest conversation. So as the series progresses, if you have a question or a concern that you would like me to talk about, please put it in the comments below. And please subscribe to my channel, because I'm really going to try to post these conversations at least 3 times a week and possibly every day, depending on what happens in my life. So yeah. So my name is Charlotte, and I am a retired social worker, and I also am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. So I have a master's degree in social work from the University of Texas, and I have a master's degree in apologetics with an emphasis in cultural apologetics from the Houston Baptist University. So I come today, but today I'm talking to you as Charlotte Thomason, just me, the grandmother, the mother, the widow, all those things, the survivor. I want you to know me. And so these conversations are going to just be my thoughts on any given morning. I start my morning every day by reading devotions. I have a dear friend that I send a scripture to with a little devotional comment every day. And then I try to post a short scripture with just a couple of words that, not any longer than will fit in Twitter. So it's very short, but I like to just give my take on that scripture, not so much as words of wisdom, but just how it affects me. And so these segments that I'm doing right now are going to be kind of an extension of those daily posts that I do, because I thought that it would be really helpful or fun, hopefully it'll be helpful, to just share my thoughts on any given morning and incorporate that into my daily routine as well, because I think that's something that I would like you to know, and hopefully it'll help you. So today, just briefly, because I really want these to be very short, no longer than 5 minutes, because I want you to be able to grab a cup of coffee, sip it with me, and just enjoy a couple of minutes with me every morning. So today, just to kind of wrap this up a little bit, I wanted to talk a little bit about finding joy in seasons of grief. Today is the 7th anniversary of my husband John's death. And as I woke up this morning, I didn't feel a heaviness or a sadness like I have in past years. I felt some joy. I felt joy. And the joy came from knowing that I had nearly 8 years with him and as his wife, but I knew him for many years. We were best friends, and he wasn't perfect. Our marriage was not perfect. We were both a little quirky, and I still am quirky, which you can probably tell. You can probably tell from this video that I am a little quirky. And so here's my coffee. I am a little quirky, And my daughter and my grandkids, they're always, laughing about that. But John and I were quirky together. And that kind of is what made us unique. And so today, as I thought about him, I smiled at our quirkiness and our ability to make each other laugh. He could make me laugh in times that I was in the worst of times, he could make me laugh. And he loved to laugh. And he enjoyed life. And today, as I think about that and as I share with you what I want you to know is that even in those moments of grief, when you are grieving the loss of your childhood, the loss of your innocence, the loss of having parents or adults in your life that took care of you and protected you, remember that the place that you can find joy is in Jesus. Now, I know for some of you that's going to sound like, okay, fine, yeah, well, whatever. But Jesus wasn't there. But that's a story for another day. But for today, just know that there is joy. And joy is in here, in your heart. Joy is not in your surroundings, in your circumstance. And even in the moments of grief and sadness and anger and anguish, the joy that's in here doesn't leave. It gets kind of buried with the daily things that happen in our lives. And it's not that you can't be sad, because sadness is healthy and grief is healthy. And all the aspects of grief are healthy, and you have to do them and go through them. But within your heart, the joy can always be there, because the joy comes from within. The joy is about your relationship with yourself and your relationship with God. And it is not conditional on what's happening around you. It is just within your soul. So that may be a very difficult thing for you to comprehend right now, but just put it in your head. It's just my thoughts for the day. It's what works for me. It's what's worked for me for 30 some odd years as I've gone through my healing process from the trauma. And if this is something that you would like to hear more, if you would like to hear my conversations more, if this was helpful to you, please subscribe and please post comments, because I would love to hear from you. This is going to be our time together. This is going to be our chat together. When I get a little braver, it might be live, but for right now, I really don't feel comfortable doing that. So we're not going to do that. But have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.